Perimenopause or menopause. When your body starts having a conversation before you're ready. I recall I was on a flight about 8 years ago, sitting by the window as I always do, and suddenly I became overwhelmed with the heat pulsing through my body. I thought to myself, what kind of hell is this? Then there came the wake ups in the middle of the night, trouble staying asleep. I wasn't connecting it to anything at first. I thought it was the stress of work, the stress of life. I thought I was feeling tired in a new way. It took me actually longer than I like to admit to realize my hormones had started a conversation with me that my calendar, that my timeline hadn't yet caught up. A hormonal shift can be the first signal that something bigger is asked to be looked at, whether or not you were planning on looking at all. Perimenopause and menopause brings a set of changes you may have experienced or maybe you are still experiencing. Changes such as hot flashes, brain fog that can feel alarming if nobody warned you about it, the disrupted sleep, maybe even weight gain. And then let's talk about the mood shifts that arrive without an obvious trigger. These are physiological, hormonally driven, and extremely common, not a sign anything is wrong with you. Now, I will admit, I only experienced the hot flashes maybe a total of 10 times over a period of about 6 months, but I still have some occurrences of waking in the middle of the night. So, as usual, I'm always going to be the poster child for all outliers. I'm not going to experience things the way that the typical person will experience it. But if you're in the middle of this, having these symptoms, and nobody's diagnosed it for you yet, a conversation with your doctor about hormone therapy and other real options is worth having directly. And this is not something to quietly just buckle down through for another 5 years. And I know hormone therapy is a very sensitive topic. I did not have hormone therapy, and you may decide not to have a hormone therapy. And then there's other ways to manage the symptoms. But here's what I've come to believe about why the body often becomes the messenger. Your calendar can be talked out of noticing things because you're too busy. Your career may be too busy to notice things. Your hormones won't never be too busy to notice. They shift on their own timeline, regardless of whether you have room in your schedule for the disruption. And that disruption, as uncomfortable as it is, has a strange side effect. It forces a kind of honesty your daytime self had been successfully avoiding for far too long. Once I stopped treating those middle of the night wake ups as purely a physical nuisance to manage and started asking what else in my life needed that same attention. Once I started asking that question, a bigger awareness of my life being off balance came into my view. My job, my career had stopped fitting years before my body said anything about it. The pace that I had been keeping that no longer matched what I was really wanted for my days to feel like, my body was like, no, you can't keep up with this pace. The hormones weren't the whole story. They were just simply the first thing that was loud enough to get my attention to make me stop and look. Comment below if you've had these same feelings, these same thoughts. If something in your body has been insisting on your attention lately, be it your sleep, your temperature, your mood, your energy, Maybe it's irritability at things that you used to enjoy. Treat that insistence as information worth following all the way through, not just to a doctor's office, though you want to start there, but you want to keep digging further into whatever else in your life has been waiting for some kind of honest attention to see what else is off balance, what else is experiencing their own symptoms that this is no longer working. Oh, you're going through a change. There's something new that should be coming forward. So, perimenopause or menopause did not derail my life. They were just the first messengers that told me something in my life and my body was ready to be looked at. If your body's been trying to tell you something lately, it's worth your time to listen. Don't clock out, tune in. Tell me in the comments, what was your wake up call? What did your body notice before the rest of you caught up? Thanks for listening in. And do me a favor, and other women a favor. I want you to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps small channels like mine get the audience attention. I'm Lynette, founder of Iconic Global and the Rise Immersion. Here at A Life Redesign, we redesign midlife, not by default, by design.